Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Honourable Minister. I'll focus my update today on what we've been doing around testing. A few days ago, I announced that we are developing a new testing strategy, and that strategy will be made available to everyone. Today, I'm pleased to announce that the national strategy to scale up access to coronavirus disease testing in Nigeria is now ready, and we've put it up on our website, covid19.ncdc.gov.ng. So anyone that wants to contribute to our testing strategy in any way can look at our strategy and see how they can fit in. We get offers every day. State governments get offers on all sorts of kits. People can see what exactly we're doing, what our direction of travel is, and how they can come in. This leverages on validated technology available for testing at the moment. It also illustrates our plans for a public-private partnership in different aspects of testing, what we are doing already and what we plan to do. Now, as you know, COVID-19 is unlike anything we've ever seen, and it has required a lot of very fast, critical thinking to come up with a way of responding to it. Now, although this is an evolving strategy, it was important to define all aspects of it. I know that it might appear that we have been slow to get this scaled up, but anyone that has followed discussions around this disease around the world will know that we are not the only country that has struggled with initiating mass testing in their settings. So we have had our challenges, but like with every other thing, it's not always the first person off the block that wins the race. So we have quietly put our heads down, worked with our partners, developed our strategies, made our plans, and now we are ready to scale testing in Nigeria. We aim to increase access to testing as new testing modalities also become available. Now, the success of this strategy is dependent on our ability to leverage existing infrastructure for testing, but also to rapidly include testing modes that were available through other disease programs. There are basically 5 aspects to it. Firstly, is to expand our existing laboratory network, as we have been doing and announcing regularly. Secondly, is to use labs that were previously used for HIV testing. And yesterday, we got our first consignment of reagents for those tests, for that piece of equipment. So we'll be trying it out at the National Reference Lab and then scaling up very rapidly. The third strategy is to use the point-of-care TB testing generally called GeneXpert. There are 400 of them across the country, but not all of them are ready. We have 41 that are now ready to be used for COVID-19 testing. We expect the reagents to come in by next week. That will again enable us to scale testing. Our plan is to decentralize testing completely, improve the turnaround times at state levels by 50%. The final strand to this is to engage the private sector. Last week, we brought in the first private sector lab into our network, a lab called DNA Labs in Kaduna. We are at the verge of bringing in a second lab, 54 Gene in Lagos, to join our testing network. These labs have undergone the very rigid, required quality assurance process that they need to join an effort as delicate as this. Not every lab can do this type of work. The stakes are very high. We have to be sure that they're ready. So what is our long-term thinking? Our plan is to restructure the way we carry out infectious disease diagnosis in Nigeria. To move from a disease-specific approach, where every disease has its own laboratory system, to a platform approach. So every lab that we commission now will be ready to do HIV testing, TB testing, influenza, monkeypox, and of course, COVID-19. This is a fundamental change to how we are thinking in the health sector that has been supported by the Honorable Minister of Health for many years. But for some reason, we have been unable to make progress on this. So this outbreak now gives us a momentum to drive this approach to make sure that we have labs that are ready for any disease that comes our way. So COVID-19 has really brought out the importance of preparedness, and we will use this to create a future that will serve us through this outbreak, but also for any other outbreak that we might face. And like I said in the beginning, we may have been slow off the starting blocks, but we're now ready to go to serve the country and make sure that we're able to support the detection of these cases, COVID-19, and be prepared for any other outbreak in the future. Thank you.